we had even the ship comparisons, in which the original model pack had the Studio Nue mascot sketched into it, so this was their little Easter egg in there. So I didn't realize their mascot was this big. The next one, we've got one of the characters. Actually, do you want to talk more about Matt's work?
Yeah, so as you can see, also, one thing really good props to Matt is when he was doing editing and stuff, as you can see when he scrolls through everything, the sections are also color-coded. So you have the character section, which is red, and you go back and see the mech sections are in green, and then the history section, you have to have it in gray. So, like we have a lot of graphic designs that is the kind of like a key to which section it is, and then with the character designs, we again try to dig up as many archive drawings and sketches and everything that we can find as possible to be included in this book. So at this moment, I would say this is the as complete as possible edition.
Yeah,
that we can do.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is the
you
most complete printed Robotech archive book of its kind ever done. Yeah.
You see, like in the reg section.
And I love stuff like this in the pre-production, showing the comparisons between the characters. And also, as before, there's the original Japanese source names, such as Hikaru Ichijo, for fans who are interested about the roots of the production of these characters.
So you said this will be out in 2 weeks?
No, we're still going through approvals. I'm actually pushing this guy to approve the book in around 2 weeks so we can have it sent to print.
I see.
Right now, if we get it approved in 2 weeks, then we are probably targeting a ship date in stores date around like November. It'll be out before Christmas. So, fans and friends who like Robotech, then pre-order it on Amazon as a Christmas gift for them would be good. And once this book launches, we got your full support, then we'll move on to a more speeder book, and then later on the Southern Cross book and Chronicle books. And we are digging through the archive right now for the more speeder stuff.
Great, excellent. Folks, as you can see, we have outstanding new licenses, great new products, a live-action film set up over at a world-class studio. As Carl Masek said, the best is yet to come, but now it's time to hear what you have to say. We urge our fans to line up here at the microphone over here and want to ask questions. We have the mystery box ready to give out prizes. So, Fuzz, if you want to, microphone's right there.
I was going to ask a question.
Okay.
So, what do you want me to do? You want me to?
Oh, there it is.
I don't need a prize. I just have a question.
Sure.
You are a prize.
You are a prize.
Yes.
I was wondering if you're going to be...
Jeff?
Speak loudly. Well, I'll ask a question real quick.
All right, you ask a question. I'll repeat it.
So I'm all excited about the new art book. I know when they came out with the original art books back in the 80s, they had special limited editions of those that were like an imitation leather bound. Is there any plans to make any type of a special edition like that or limited edition art book like that?
Any chance of a special limited edition art book?
Tommy, can we do that?
Yeah, if you want to do it, go for it.
Yeah, it's all the approval guy, right? So if the approval guy said yes, then we'll definitely plan for something. Will you guys buy it?
Yeah.
I think we got our answer.
Yeah. So let's do something.
All right.
Yeah.
Dan.
Thank you very much.
All right, so in the latest soundtrack, I noticed you added a lot of cool songs, Sentinel songs and stuff, but songs were missing. I mean, there's some songs that were, I was wondering if there were reasons some songs got put out from the newest soundtrack, official soundtrack?
I believe in this soundtrack, there was just a conscious editorial decision because this was the largest one to date. This is the first time it ever went to 3 discs before because of the volume of new material that was added. I think in this case, to make all the Sentinels material fit, some of the stuff from the Untold Story was left out of this edition to make room for all that. So I would say at some point in the future, if we have, say in another 5 or 10 years, we have another updated soundtrack and we're able to find more material, we might have to go to 4 discs at that point.
Okay, thank you.
Next question.
Yes, 3 years ago when we were here, we got to see the Kickstarter launched for the Robotech Academy, and it did fall short. I was just curious if there was anything brewing with that, or if it has been shelved for a while, or just kind of what the status was of that.
We aren't going to be doing any crowdfunding, but we are looking at ways to fund Robotech Academy. We've gotten several interested parties interested in doing it. The thing is that there's this other company involved called Sony Pictures. They want more Robotech content, but they have to approve any financier who comes in. So that's something we're working on right now. This is a very long, complicated process because there's also that live action film they're working on. And they want everything from a corporate franchise perspective to all sort of work together, even though they may be creatively separate universes. So that's a great question. So you know what I'm going to do? You're going to get a plushie. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Excellent. Next question.
I don't know if I have as good of a question. I've just been,
You can buy the plushie downstairs.
yeah, I'm planning on it. But no, I've just been dying for information about the movie. I was here 2 years ago when you guys made the big announcement for it, and I know everything is really tight-lipped and everything's really out of your guys' control. But besides that, do we know anything about how it's proceeding, how it's going?
How is the Robotech live-action film proceeding, you're asking?
Yeah.
It's, we have a great relationship with Sony. That is something, unlike the previous studio we worked with, which shall remain nameless. We have an excellent relationship with Sony. Sony is very pro Robotech. Their top executives are constantly coming over. We had some of them over here and we showed them our offices and some of them didn't want to leave. And just so you know, the head of merchandising said to us point blank, he says, I am giving you a mandate. I want more Robotech merchandise out in the marketplace, and that's why you're seeing all of this. So while we can't really talk about the live action film at the moment, I promise you, lots of people over at Sony that really want to see this happen, and they're great to work with. So I'm going to give you a Robotech t-shirt, okay?
All right.
There you go. All right. Next question.
Hello. So my question is also related to the movie. My curiosity was, with your plan and Sony Pictures' plan on worldwide distribution, since there is a little bit of a hassle with releasing to a market like Japan, where there is the original anime series, with this, do they plan on releasing every region of the world and... Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
So releasing in every region of the world, including particularly in Japan, and specifically identifying Robotech as separate from that original source material.
We can't talk about the release plan just yet, but that's a great question. I will hopefully be able to have an answer for you at some point in the future. So while you're waiting, I'm going to give you a Robotech calendar, okay? There you go, all right? Yes. Next question.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for keeping Robotech alive all this time. It means a lot to a lot of us having grown up with it. My question is the upcoming film that is being worked on, not specifics, but more with a lot of animated films having come out, and a lot of times the studios take a lot of creative liberties. It's Harmon Gold really active in making sure that the story integrity doesn't get compromised?
How do I answer this without angering Sony and violating NDAs? We view the live-action Robotech movie as a reimagining of the series. And let me explain why. Wait, you say reimagining? That sounds. We've all heard that word used, and bad things have happened. But let me point out something. The original Robotech series starts in 1999. So you can't. I mean, you have to make a change right there. So already you see, we have to reimagine it in a way for more of a 21st century audience. But what made Robotech great was its characters. Rick Hunter, Min-May, Dana Sterling, Angelo Dante, Scott Bernard, Rand. These are all characters that mean something to you because it's why you've been supporting us for 30 years, for 32 years in fact. And that's what Sony wants. Sony wants a good story with good characters. They understand that, and that's what they're trying to go for. They view it like a Harry Potter franchise. I apologize, I can't give you that answer you seek because it really goes into territory I can't talk about right now. But I promise you, Sony does care about what the fans think. When the executives talk to us, they ask us, what are the fans saying? What are the fans asking? And the one thing we can tell you is this will be a reimagining of the series. So I'm going to give you a 30th edition Robotech soundtrack, okay? There we go.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for coming back this year. I noticed you guys weren't here last year, but 2 years ago you had some really cool miniature figurines up on the table for Robotech RPG Tactics. I noticed that it's not featured here on like the merchandising thing, so I have to ask, how much support and pressure are you placing on Palladium Books to finish up Wave 2? Because I'm one of those deep-pocketed backers that am still waiting for my orders.
That's actually really important to us because I'm actually one of the backers. I put a lot of money into it with a lot of digits. And it's good that they shipped out the first wave. But we're like, all of us who sunk money into it, we're like, where's the rest of our stuff? And so Kevin Simbita does reach out. He's not hiding. He is communicating with the fans. Of course, he can't satisfy everyone with where he's at. But we are monitoring the whole situation very closely. We're actually giving them advice where advice is sought, putting them in contact with manufacturers, all the folks that they need to do to try to just get this out. Better late than never. So, we do hope that they find a resolution to this.
So it is actually going to be coming out at some point, so it's not never, right?
Yeah, so I can't tell you when, but we, because I want to be honest with you, I can't tell you when that's going to happen, but we are, we are communicating with Palladium how important it is that all these orders are fulfilled.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hey.
So about the comic, in the first few images that you shown of the comic, Roy Felker is the only one not in a radiation suit. Or in a suit in that case? Why is he the only one that's not in a suit when SDF-1 just crashed?
Okay, what is he wearing?
A flight suit.
Right.
What was he doing?
What was he doing?
Well, he was flying.
Right.
But why right now is he not in a radiation suit? Because won't you expect it to be? Well, won't they expect it to be heavily radioactive?
Well, you have to read the comic to find out.
Yeah. We'll find out July 26th. Great question. Next question.
But first, it's a compliment, and I'm not sure if you guys have anything to do with it, but it was just so great to have Valkyrie to come to the concert 2 nights ago. It was one of the best experience that we can have. So, okay, that was wonderful. And so my question is, I wonder if you guys also have control over model kits and metal die-cast figures, and any update, on that front?
How many of you would like to have metal die-cast figures? Raise your hand. Let us work on that.
Take my money for it.
Okay, all right. Well, not yet. Okay. Yeah. So we'd like to see, as Sony said, mandate more Robotech merchandise. Folks, I'll just simply say this. There are several licenses we have not announced yet. We're just waiting for prototypes and visual things to actually show you. But there's a lot of people out there who have Robotech licenses, so just stay tuned. While you're waiting, here's a calendar. So there you go. All right. Next question.
Okay, here's my question again. I see you guys updating the art books and whatnot, going back and remastering those. What are the chances of you guys remastering the novels that went past the story? The Sentinels, the End of the Circle novels, the old Jack McKinley books.
We actually did that. There was a big push with the Del Rey staff, or now the Random House staff, a few years ago, where we actually went through their entire library and we digitized everything. And this was actually a big pain in the hoo-ha because this book was so old, it wasn't digital, it was still on old films, and we had to update all that for ebooks. And so now, if you go on Amazon, you can get every single one of them, ranging from The Lost Generation, which are like End of the Circle, all the way to the very beginning of Genesis. So it's out there. It's done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next question.
Hi guys, I'm sorry, I do apologize. I have two questions for you guys. First one, what is Mary Lee Jima's involvement in the new movie that is going to be coming out? I'm a longtime fan. I've been watching Robotech since 1983, since I first came out as Macross. And I wanted to find out what her involvement is and who's going to be playing Rick Hunter.
I can answer both those questions because you're asking about casting. It's simply too early in the process.
If we tell you right now, we have to kill you.
Anybody that you would have in mind for that role?
We can't speculate, and here's why. If I were to get up and say, I would like to see blank actor play blank role in the live-action Robotech movie, it's going to be tweeted out, today at Anime Expo, Kevin McKeever announced that blank actor will be playing blank role in the live-action Robotech movie. And then every phone at Sony Pictures lights up, and they're all yelling at me, Kevin, what are you doing?
It's understandable.
Yeah, so I can't...
Then we have to kill him.
Then they have to kill me. And trust me, I've seen, that's not good. So I like my job. But... Yeah, Teamsters. But I think the point is that we just simply can't speculate, and that's why
I gotcha.
I can't come out there and give that question yet.
What about going back on my first question about Mary Lee Jima's
Once again, it comes back to a casting issue. So it's I know it's
okay.
Sony says can't talk about it, don't speculate.
I'll wait patiently.
You'll wait patiently.
Just wait patiently.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Sir, because you were going to wait patiently, you get the last prize out of the mystery box. You get
Thank you.
the final plushie. There you go. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that worth it?
Was it worth it?
Totally.
All right. Good. Thank you. Yes. Welcome.
Any plans on making another CGI movie? The last one we saw was with Scott and Ariel in the future. So any more of those?
Any plans to making more animated Robotech?
Yes.
Yes. But Sony has a huge involvement in that. We're working on that right now. So just stay tuned. We're working on it right now. So thank you. I have no more prizes. The mystery box is empty. I didn't realize I should have brought a bigger box.
Can we get the box?
Come on up here and get the box, sir. Here's the mystery box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? Pinhead. I'll sign it afterwards, okay? All right. Excellent cosplay, by the way, my friend.
Thank you very much.
What's your question?
All right, well, the art book that is going to be put out very soon looks fantastic, I must say.
Thank you.
And I just had a quick question regarding the actual individual line art and original art from the Macross production in there. I was wondering if you were going to go into who drew the individual images per page, like Miyatake or Mikimoto.
Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I think one thing that's very important for us to do with this book is to acknowledge all the Japanese artists who contributed to it. So whether it's Miyataka...
There will be acknowledgement,
Yeah.
but it's really hard to track down who actually did what.
Right.
At that time, it was like a big group of animators at Tatsunoko Pro and, and Studio Nui. Everybody's crisscrossing. And up to now, a lot of those people, when you go up and ask them, when I talk to Kawamori-san and those guys, they don't even remember if they drew this one or that one.
Right.
So it would be very hard for us to actually credit every single piece of art, because if we did it wrong, it's a disservice.
Right.
But rest assured, all the names will be accredited in the book.
Okay. All right, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
We respect all the Japanese artists a lot.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm personally, friends, and I know a couple of them. We will do it right.
All right, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Hello.
Are you guys ever gonna finish the Sentinel episodes or no?
I'll give a little background to that. I am actually really surprised that you're really interested into that because I think the Sentinels series is older than you. But this is a big. I would say this is a big compliment to Carl Masick. He always wanted to see the Sentinel story told, even though unfortunately it was interrupted after the long pilot episode. It was nice that at least the story worked itself out in the Del Rey novel, so you can still read about it. And more recently, after the comic series, the Sentinels adaptation was left unfinished by the Waltrips, we felt that it was just the right thing to do to involve them when we had them do the comic book tie-in Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles, which branches the Sentinel story and has it dovetail into the Shadow Chronicles. So if you can find that trade paperback, I highly recommend it. It's good reading.
That's the one that Omar did, right?
Yeah, Omar from Udon Studios
that's the
worked
one
on
that
it.
we did.
It looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
How's it going, guys?
Going good. We have only a couple more minutes left, folks, so you gotta keep the questions short. Go ahead.
I got a really good question for you. When is Robotech coming out on Blu-ray remastered at 1080p?
The original Robotech series is on 16 millimeter film. Yeah. You can do it, it's just really expensive right now. We're exploring a cost-effective way to try to make that happen. Because it's not just an upconvert, it's a full reconstruction.
Yeah. Okay. I'll buy it the minute it comes out.
Thank you. Next question.
Hello, another fairly young fan here. I was just wondering, and I understand if you can't say anything, but when can we expect to see, concepts from the movie itself? Next year.
When Sony is ready, I mean...
It's up to Sony.
You guys really want to get him killed, right?
Yeah, God, it's like they want me dead.
What have you done to
I
them?
must have done something wrong.
You got another assassin.
Yeah, see, once Sony gives us clearance to show something, we will show it at conventions and on social media and on the Robotech website. Oh boy, Mike Boo's gonna have me on this one.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next question. Guys, a couple more questions. We gotta wrap this up here, so gotta be quick.
Hi, how's it going? Just wondering, we're having everything, merchandise with shirts, the CDs, the 40 disc collection with all the shows and the movies. But what about the video games?
Thank you.
Sony wants a AAA Robotech publisher.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've set a very high bar to approve a video game. All we can say is right now, we're working on it. That's all we can say.
Okay.
VR.
Thank you.
BioWare, please.
Thank you.
On software.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi. Quick, is there any way or any chance that Harmony Gold can be able to get Macross Do You Remember Love?
We have no comment on the Macross derivatives at this time.
Let's kill them to sing.
Lisa, best girl.
That's gonna get tweeted.
Very quickly, so those art books look amazing. Do you know when the pre-orders for those are going to go up? Or
They're
are
up
they gonna
now.
have
They have now. They're up at Amazon.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Also,
They can approach it from any direction they want to.
solid. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, nice Kendo, cosplay. We have a Kendo pin going on in town at Udon Booth, eh?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, go check it out.
Okay, last question.
Okay, so we all know how big Robotech is and how much everyone loves it. So how about any news on a Robotech get-together or Robotech convention, maybe? Okay,
All right, there will be more information.
That's how I do this, right?
So we do have our friends from Robotech X here. They're the Robotech fan club, and they also run their website. And they give us a great presence at San Diego Comic-Con. Many kudos to them for that as well. They are working on a Protoculture Con, as I understand. And so, Memo, would you like to stand up? Just tell a little bit to the crowd.
Memo?
Yeah, Memo! Keep up the good work.